as we go through this. I'm Tracey Lippett, so I do judging British mini and various other shows throughout the country as well. And I also organise the mini concours team here as well for the show 6 this event. And I'll just introduce who I've got with me. This is Jamie. It's quite easy, both the blokes are called Jamie today. This is Jamie, who has been frantically cleaning the blue one at the end all day. Where's she gone? His mum's around somewhere. She's the owner of yeah, she's down there talking to me. That's Tanya. She owns the little blue one as well. We've also got my film crew. Hello, Jamie. He's come to help me today. And these guys know all about the very old minis. I only tend to know about the slightly newer ones like this. So we've got plenty of people to ask questions of. The minis I'll introduce. This one was the year before last Premier Class winner. I brought that for you today to see because it's slightly modified. No, it's not meant to have a roof, that's not the modification, it came out of the factory that way. But it's been blinged up a little bit, so we've got one that's a little bit modified for you to look at. In the middle we've got the genuine museum piece, Mini number 1, which I presume you'll probably be familiar with. And by contrast we've then got what it could look like if they got the money to spend on it, which is another Premier Class concours competitor at the other end. Yes, I beat it. Okay, so this is called Jordan because it gets its top off a lot. Not my idea. It's just called A-OK, we think. That's Speedy because it's Speedwell blue. Speedwell, so that's Speedy.
Put it nicely.
Okay, so that's the minis we've got with us today. So we've got a bit of a variety was the idea for you. And we've kept it all the same make because that's just easier for explaining things for you. So the idea of today was just to try to get over that sort of first fear of having to go at concours judging. I did a talk here last year on how to actually organise a concours competition. I kept getting asked the question, how do you get new people to get involved in judging concours? It's quite scary. So I thought, right, this year we'll do a bit of a demo, so anyone who's just curious, fancies having a go at concours, or does concours and just wonder what the hell was going on with the judging, and come and have a look and just see what it's all about. So that's the aim of today, it's just literally just that sort of introductory level of what concours is from the judging end of things. Okay? Good. So my plan is, we'll have a talk through, I'll show you some different judging sheets that I've managed to snap up from other shows. I'll show you the judging sheet we use. I've also got some notes for novice concours competitors that I sometimes give out for newbies to encourage new people to have a go at actually showing. And I've also produced a little handout for novice concours judges. So I'll make sure you get to take away what copies of those you need, and we can always go and pinch their photocopy if we need one. Then what we'll do is we'll have a go. We've got the 3 cars here, so if you're feeling brave, you can take a judging sheet, borrow one of my clipboards, and go around in a little rolling mob and actually have a go at judging the cars. And in the meantime, myself and my mates here will hover around and we can answer questions and help you with whatever it is you're looking at. So, and just basically let you have a go and see what you think. Okay? Does that sound alright? I mean, I'll compare notes a bit at the end and then you go and that's us done. Right. Okay. So let's hand out a few things first. Can we all get together now? And I'll show you these. But they're basically what I've got here is some different pitch shows. Because obviously I'm mostly familiar with the mini shows and they are but what I've got here is the BMW. But you can see it just uses a few very broad headings. just use some reference forms. It's important to give them out. This one's from one of our there's quite a lot of detail on that one. And this is the one that I probably stole and plagiarised the big judging sheet. There's two versions of it. That's the Birmingham Mini Club. So I stole it from Kate Perry. Slightly updated it, which is the easiest way. You can see they vary. So your first job when you get to a concourse is go and see the head judge beforehand. Get hold of all the sheets and familiarise yourself with it. So you go through it all smoothly. So take one of these and pass if anybody wants any of this paperwork emailed to them, write your email address there for me. There's a load of pens there. I'm quite happy to share my judging with you because they're really good to me. This is a really good. So I'm quite happy to share it with you. Just email addresses are there and I'll email you a copy of So, first of all, just to give you some tips on what you first do when you get to an actual show, when you're invited to do some Novice judging. First thing I would say to you is get there nice and early. Get familiar with the layout, find out where the concourse is. Have a quick look round so you're comfortable with it. Your next mission will be to find the organisers. And I suggest you do this in a couple of hours before you actually get started. And the things you want to know are what time does the judging start and what time does it finish, so you can plan your time. Then also what you want to know, do they want you to actually have the scores on? It might sound simple, but some shows they don't want you to have the scores on. They'd rather do it themselves, because they're going to have to check us anyway. I like that because I hate maths. Yes, exactly. The other things to find out, and this is vitally important, some shows now will mix standard cars with modified cars. So if they're in the same class, how do you score them to make it fair? If they're not in the same class and they're separated, what is the stance on moving cars from class to class? Or how do we penalise for modifications? If it's a model car you're not the right expert on, and it is important that the car is standard in that class, take an expert with you. In fact, I'd say your first couple of attempts at judging, do judge till you but each show will have its own stance on those things, and in the interest of consistency, each class has to be judged in the same way, so make sure you know what the score is. The final thing I'd say to you, and this might sound a bit negative, is that if there are any disputes, if you get any stroppy competitors, what do you do? What's the process? Most organisers will say, don't enter into any arguments, just send them straight through. We'll sort it out. Now, touch wood, I've been involved in God knows how many shows and I've never had that happen. But I have heard it. So it's worth just for your own peace of mind knowing what the score is. And also ask the organiser, is it okay to talk to the competitors or not? I've had one show where they don't like you to talk to the competitors. Obviously you don't want to be giving skills away or giving any clues as to who's work. But personally I like to chat and encouraging and friendly and helpful. But on the show we do, they don't like that. So don't talk to them. So make sure you know any little bits of etiquette like that as well. And if you're judging two up with someone else, try and get together with them well before you start judging, have a chat, talk about how you're going to work together. Because the last thing you want is to competitively have a single judging sheet. As you're writing the scores down, you're overhearing what he's saying, but by the same token, you don't want to look like it's all cloak and dagger and weird. So have a chat and make sure you're helping work together. Okay? So look at the judging sheets then. As you can see on mine, I've actually split these two, you'll be able to do that. You can stick a finger in the hole and look around. Let's see. Can they clean the back as well? Sort of attention to detail, it's got the voice and brand. If you've got a car that hasn't got much chrome and white work, some models of cars don't, judge what's there instead. So it's got black plastic bumpers, I'm thinking of the later MGBs, that sort of thing. Judge the black plastic bumpers. Some of the Minis have got black bumpers. Judge that instead. Wheels and tyres. Anybody who says that the tyres and wheels can't be clean because they drove it there is lying. These were all driven, obviously other than the museum one. These were driven here this morning. You take the wheels off and you clean them, it's not difficult. So if you want to get clean around back the wheels and look, have a good poke around, bits of gravel in the tyre tread, all that sort of rubbish. Those are all things you'll mark out. As long as they're spotlessly clean, I don't think it matters.
As long as you can see that they're clean, they have.
With this one, I keep them shiny because the wheels are shiny. It looks funny if the tyres aren't. Whereas with theirs, the spectrum is more satin finish. But what you need to try and do is take personal preference out of it as well. Because you need to try and take personal preference out of it. So I know some people who don't like shiny wheels, they don't like shiny tyres or whatever. Take that out of it. How clean and beautifully prepared is it?
The outside has just been done. The tread hasn't.
I'd like to point off on that, yeah. You do the tread. It says on the bottom loads of great stuff on the tread that we all do when it comes to shoes. So if the backs haven't been done there as well. I have to say, I'm very careful with this. Yeah, so you're looking for that attention. It's all about attention to detail. Underbody, arches and sills. Yeah, nothing wrong with doing a bit of this. This is moving to do. Yes. Get your fingers under there and do get underneath the camera.
Feel free to kneel down.
Yeah, I've spent ages struggling around at the fingers cars. Because it's been a wet, rainy day and we'll have somebody who's going to clean that. It's only fair, whilst you might understand that this happens, it's only fair to credit them for having made that extra effort. Trust me, cars can be clean, but they're driven 2,000 miles. It's driven regularly, we go back and it's clean. Sorry?
How we pay from the factory. So if it was their pay from the factory, unsealed it, made it nice. Is that a downside?
No, that'd be fine. I think if there's anything that says it came from the factory, you give them credit for how beautifully prepared that factory finish is and how perfect and shiny. There are some of these that have been done mirror finish underneath as well. Fine, give them credit for that. But I think you have to take it on its merits, and if you know it's something that's original, it's meant to be that way, then yeah, it comes up. And if in practical, a lot of these cars get used, and whatever they use can't protect and preserve them. You have to be quite lenient with that too, because it's the right thing to do for the car. Glass, is it all clean? Free from fingerprints, scratches? This is one of my pet hates. If they filled it with stickers, the stickers all straight and not peeling off the board. I've been to this show and I've been to that show and the interior, I've added a bit on this because we kept getting 0 marks from redlining for some reason, which is ridiculous. So what I've done is I've included on here specifically cabrio. It's another one of those things that if it doesn't got it, you judge what's there instead. For example, if you've got a heavily modified car, I came across one that got checker plate instead of carpets. But it was a class that was modified, so that was fine. I thought it looked horrible. But the checker plate was mirror finished and it was perfectly fitted. So whether I liked it or not, I gave it 10 out of 10. Under the carpets heading. Because it was what was there instead, and it was a class of custom cars. So that's the way to do it, because then you know you're giving everything a fair shot. Seating, little tricks that people can do, like lining the seats up so they look smart. Your seat belts lined up properly, not all over the place.
Especially with lap belts on the back.
Yeah, the lap belts on the back.
If there's lap belts on the back, check that they've arranged them.
Because it looks pleasing, and you don't want your car full of junk either. then that's nice if it points towards presentation and everything, which is what you come to down at the end. But what you don't want is like the stuff with the jacket boot and the trolley jacket and the anorak and the sandwiches and the flask. And no, it's on show, go and dump it somewhere. There's other things like as well, like the dashboard, are the vents lined up and the switches lined up, things like that basically. And with the carpets and stuff, don't be afraid to lift the mats up and have a look underneath. And under the seats and things.
We mean the judges lift the carpets up themselves, then lift the carpets up.
Yeah, I hope they do. I'm assuming I didn't even know the seats would do this. I see it had in the centre section. I didn't even know that. And I'm judging it down there. Yeah. I know that now. I think that's what we're back to when I go down there. I didn't know that at the time. In the boots, obviously there's the how shiny it is and how beautiful this pair wheel is, but we also tend to look for has it got all the right kit in the boot. So has it got the correct jack, the little handbook, your standard toolkit. So that's what we mean by all the bits and pieces of things we do there. And frankly, if they're just there, they get most of the points. If they happen to be all shiny and beautiful as well, that gives them full points. But if they just happen to be there, they're actually used to functional products, and the scores for that. Engine bay is an interesting one. You'll see two very contrasting engine bays on these two concourse cars. This one is as blingy as hell. One at the other end, no bling at all. Absolutely just as it should be from the factory. So that is another situation where you will judge each on its merits. So the blingy bits, how shiny and beautiful are the blingy bits, how well has it been done, is it hard, does it all look right, is it absolutely clean. So you're looking underneath, there's a mirror under that one, easy. Looking down the back, mirrors underneath, very light. We'll buy your mirrors under the best ones. Feel free to grab a mirror and go along. We don't mind. That's what we'll do. But yeah, so looking down the back, get your fingers underneath the pipe work in the engine. So have they not just clean? You can see, but I think is there the extra effort to get it down and get it in. So you can't compare again the standard engine bay with a blinged up one if you're in a situation where you've got to judge them against each other. You just take each of its merits. The quality of originality, cleanliness, perfection on it versus the modifications and how well they've done and how clean is the main thing. How spotless it is.
Do you take into account any consideration of that part being professional and not done it yourself?
No, because I usually beat them anyway.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is if you can go out and buy a car, like you say for instance, that's just say buy a ticket over a week. But if you have a car which you've done all the work on yourself, where do you stand with that?
It's very similar to the trailer versus the and my versus one like this that gets past the bush. My personal view is that poses a whole other set of problems of its own for the owners anyway. For example, the ones that turn up on trailers, they have a whole other set of problems with the cars and they have to prepare them differently, and so they have a whole other set of problems. And the same with the ones that have just been built that way. That was one of the million car last year, like GT. They've just been built with guys to look it. However, you still have to spend really good functions. We've had cars turn up with 0 mileage, turn up in air-conditioned lorries, and we've driven them. So my message would be, I've seen daily drivers big as well. My message, personally, I think you judge a car on its merits and you don't take any of that into account. It's either the best car there is. Because otherwise you start to get people lying and saying it's a daily driver when it isn't. You get people hiding trailers around corners. You get people swearing by they didn't work when they didn't. And it's just
You're not allowed to put on a trailer.
they can't do that anymore. It's now illegal because of the Policy Act. We've got people with disabilities having to bring them on trailers. So you can't stop people doing it.
I've seen RSS ones come on a low loader, literally winched off into the space it's going to stop, it's not been started yet. And they're going to just put a battery on it, a polished battery on there, and then get it judged, and then at the end of the show, backed up, and it's winched back on. It's never ever been started. Because if you have an exhaust, it's like, that coated exhaust, paint peels off, so you get hot, paint starts to peel off, and it just rusts, so they don't even bother starting it.
This is an interesting point. I haven't built it into these judging sheets, but the British Mini Club shows, they make you start them up and show that the lights work and the horn works. And the idea of that, and you get a load of points for if it all works, is, because it then shows that, okay, the car is at least roadable. Most of them come on a trailer, but it's made them make sure the car is actually a car. And so it's part of the way, you're never going to solve that, I don't think. And so to be fair, every time I've come up against a trailer one, I've beaten it anyway, of this that had been covered in mud in a camping field for a week before.
I think that gives you more satisfaction as well.
It does, but if you're against somebody that has trained it,
it is hard.
It is hard. I mean, I don't think you'll ever.
It's been an argument for the. I mean, I've been involved in showing cars now for like 25 years, and the argument's always been there. But as I say, every time I've come against one, I'm doing it anyway.
It's frustrating, but they might miss something on that car. They might bring it in on a trailer and they miss cleaning inside the boot, and you've done it and you beat them.
They tend to get blasé about it as well, because they think the car's perfect, they don't need to do anything, whereas us lot, we work their socks off every day, and they'll actually end up doing that. It's difficult. I mean, I think really, my view is just judge the car on its merits and you don't get into any of these arguments. However it's got there, whoever's done the work and whatever the budget side. Because I've seen some very low budget cars, like the floors. A couple of years ago at the NEC, about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, Mark got a Mini 40 that he built with a box of spanners in his garage and laid all his own bits for on a budget of a couple of grand, and he beat a £2.5 million Ferrari that had been delivered by the guy's own team of professional balancers, and he did it.
I think on the professional or home build, you just have to credit them for what's there, because when you go professional, you're always going to pay for more than what it was home build. So you have to remember that although they had professionally done, it's still their pride and joy, and they still put a hell of a lot of work into it. Like ours was professionally done.
There is a lot of bad scenario, you know. You've got, I mean, next to a Ferrari, you know, it's like the Ferrari is worth more, so it's bound to win. You know, I've seen cars that is not as good.
It can happen just on the barge, it can, but let's hope we can minimise that. If this is the next generation of concourse judges here, let's try and minimise that to standards to display that. It should be completely irrelevant what it is. It's how perfect and beautiful compared to that. And respect to the car. I've heard people say, well, my little Mini like these two couldn't possibly beat a Cooper because those are Coopers. Well, rather attractive, wouldn't know, but in a show. Yes, light metalwork is one of the things on the engine bay. As I said, you judge what's there instead. There's things like mine's got a polished alternator, theirs hasn't. It's a dynamo, isn't it? But look, it's lovely, shiny, clean paint. So judge that instead. So you've got something to skim across and tailor it. And you can always put a note next to it, judge this instead. So that if anybody queries what the heck did you judge there, you can tell them. Presentation, I have a bit of a soapbox thing about presentation. I'm getting sick of over-the-top presentations. I keep seeing them all on big fences around the floor and down. You can't get to judge them.
I love doing that.
However, it's really good for the content.
We've done it one year, just take the piss. We've got gazebo, loads of flags. I've got a Union Jack toilet seat, let's put that on. Union Jack spanners. I put like really expensive flooring down and stuff, and just went like that.
Recently I was sitting very, very late today. I took a private place up at Wire Edge, this is all very nice. It's next to a wire, it's not that. And it's got a 1960s oil can sprayed to match it. What's that got to do with it? I've got a friend who shows one of these, which is got a jack with a chrome in boot. The jack would not fit the car, it's called a special pen. So I'm looking for, when I'm judging presentation, is it interesting? Is it to do with the fit? Does it make it good for the content? Does it help to tell the story? Does it add to the display rather than judging the track? So that's what I'm tending to look for there. When it talks about special displays.
Natural stuff, suspension.
Just part of the presentation, I'll keep it the same, like, as if you've just got like stuff like Tanya's got their displays out. So people like to see that. Sort of people say, well, no, it's not. It's however you choose to present it. If you try to show like that here, they won't let you. It's health and safety. So you just need to check when you're allowed to do that. We've never done it with this one, but we've got quite a few films to do.
Yeah.
Is it like showing the orange front when it does all four?
Yeah, there's two orange that you can do. But they're custom made stands for the wheels, so you've got to take into account they have made the effort.
Check the stands are clean.
But they'll get 10 points in the same way as I give these two 10 points because they've got boards, they've got things in them that's relevant to the car. There's car pins are polished, they're polished as well. Things like that. So that will get 10 points. As long as obviously we're getting the wheels on and it looks behind the wheels. So I've seen some do that.
A little bit better than mine.
Any questions on the judging sheets? Now it's come time for the
Example. One hasn't got a key.
touch, be a bit careful.
It's a disc.
I need it.
On the, it's got that jack socket.
Oh, you've got the mobiliser jack. Yeah. As well.
I know.
Working on minis now.
I want to take it in.